Well, here we go again, folks. Another day, another political storm in Australia, and this time, it's Anthony Albanese copping it from all sides. Now, you might think, oh yeah, just another politician under fire. But trust me, this one's got history repeating itself in a way that'll make you sit up and pay attention. Stick with me on this because by the end of this video, you're going to see exactly why Albo's leadership, or lack of it, is turning into a real-life déjà vu of Kevin Rudd's downfall. Over the weekend, Australians saw what can only be described as a tale of two leaders. On one side, we had opposition leader Peter Dutton out in the thick of it, looking every bit the part of a leader ready to take charge. And on the other side, well, we had Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, floundering, fumbling, and failing to convince Aussies that he's the strong leader they need right now. Sky News host Steve Price didn't hold back, saying what a lot of Aussies already thinking: Albanese simply doesn't know how to be a leader. And, to be fair, it's hard to argue with that when you see how he's handling things, or rather, not handling them. Think back to when Albo first took over the Labour Party. There was this hope, right? A hope that he'd be the leader Australians wanted. But here we are, and let's be honest, that hope is well and truly gone. Instead of a strong, decisive leader, we've got a bloke who looks like he's just trying to keep his head above water. Now, history has a funny way of repeating itself. And if you need proof, just look at the 2013 federal election. Back then, Kevin Rudd made his grand comeback, but it didn't take long for Aussies to realise they'd had enough of him. Tony Abbott wiped the floor with Labour, winning 18 seats. And now, here we are, with Albanese looking eerily like another Kevin Rudd in the making. The big question? Can Peter Dutton pull off the same kind of landslide when Abbott did? That's the million-dollar question, and right now, it's anyone's guess. The latest news poll has given us a sneak peek into where things are heading, and let's just say, it's not looking flash for Labour. The poll shows a 3% swing against them, which translates to about 7 lost seats. Now, that might not sound like a lot, but remember, polls don't always tell the full story. Take the US election, for example. Pollsters got it dead wrong when they predicted Trump would lose to Biden by a landslide. Instead, it was a lot closer than anyone expected. And with voter sentiment shifting so unpredictably, we could be looking at a hung parliament, or even a major Liberal comeback. One thing's for sure, Aussies are seeing Albo as weak. And when times are tough, nobody wants a weak leader steering the ship. Now, if you thought things couldn't get any spicier, let's talk about Donald Trump throwing some classic Trump-style shade at former Aussie PM Malcolm Turnbull. Trump took to social media to rip into Turnbull, calling him a weak leader who had no clue about China. In typical Trump fashion, he didn't hold back, basically saying Turnbull was useless, and Australians agreed, given how quickly they booted him out. This comes after Turnbull himself fired shots at Trump in an interview with Bloomberg, criticising his tariff policies and accusing him of trying to extort allies like Australia. Now, whether you like Trump or not, you've got to admit, he's got a point when it comes to Turnbull's leadership. And here's where it gets even messier. With Australian steel and aluminium tariffs set to hit in just a few days, Turnbull's little outburst probably didn't do us any favors. Inside sources are saying Albanese hasn't even been able to get Trump on the phone. And if you ask me, that's a massive red flag. If the most powerful man in the world won't even take your call, that's not a good sign for Australia. Meanwhile, Penny Wong, Richard Marles, and Jim Chalmers have all flown to the States to try and smooth things over. But honestly, it's not looking good. And to make matters worse, there are whispers that more tariffs could be coming our way. So here's the real issue. Albanese is in trouble, and he knows it. He's not just battling the Liberals, he's battling history. Remember when Kevin Rudd thought he could make a comeback, only to get absolutely wrecked? Well, Albo's walking the same tightrope. The difference? Peter Dutton isn't just sitting back waiting for the election, he's out there showing Australians that he's ready to lead. We saw it over the weekend, Dutton looking strong and in control, while Albo, well, let's just say he wasn't inspiring much confidence. And this is the big problem. Australians want a leader who can handle the pressure, make tough decisions, and stand strong on the world stage. Right now, Anthony Albanese isn't that leader. So, what happens next? Will history repeat itself, and will we see another Kevin Rudd-style downfall? Can Peter Dutton snatch victory like Tony Abbott did in 2013? And most importantly, will Aussies finally say, nah, we've had enough, and give Albanese the boot? One thing's for sure, this election is shaping up to be one hell of a showdown. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you reckon Albo's days are numbered? And do you see Dutton as the next PM? Hit that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, and don't forget to subscribe for more no-nonsense political analysis. I'll see you in the next one.